Welcome to the Life Happens podcast. I am your host, Amazing Grace / Rabia, whatever you want to call me today. Okay. As you know, the Life Happens podcast is a podcast where we take our spirituality and every day's practical things to create this balance that you see. As you guys know, balance is super important to me. Felicia, can you hear us? Are you good? Okay, Felicia's good. Today's topic, guys, do just leave. Bye. No. And I love the title because let me tell you, Kim came up with the title, okay? Kim, anyway, you'll see the video later. And really, as a single woman for the past 5 years, because, you know, guys, I was married for a long time. Man, you always full of shit. That's what I'm going to say before I get into the topic. But anyway, it was Memorial Day weekend. What did you do? What y'all do? Who wants to go first? What did y'all do this weekend?
I will go first this weekend. Mm-hmm. How did I celebrate Memorial Day? I was off work. So I stayed home and chilled with my husband and daughter. William smoked some meat for us and put some turnip greens, which is really, really good. And we ate that and we watched movies all day.
Nice. And that's really nice. Like,
yeah, just chilled all day. It was great.
Not working at all.
It's great.
What did you do, Tonya? Tonya is girl. We can see your tonsils. You're yawning so loud.
Sorry, I'm tired. So I'm on a mission, and I worked all weekend. So I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the country club, serving tables and. Yeah, so I'm really tired. Like this, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to do 7 days. I need a husband. I can't work.
Every time shit breaks, I feel you. Every time shit breaks. Anyway.
Yeah, it sucks.
What about you, Felicia?
I just chilled. I didn't do anything. We didn't even smoke meat. Like we literally ate out. I can't even remember what it was, but yeah, I didn't do nothing. I did absolutely nothing, and I'm very, very proud of that because I'm usually on the move. So yeah, I was happy about that.
Hey, B Jones, y'all, we have a guest, B Jones. What's up, B Jones? I didn't think B Jones today.
What's up, dog? What's up, big dog?
So, what were you doing this weekend?
I chilled out. Let's get to the topic.
Did you watch the video? Because I know you came loaded. But let's keep in mind, guys, this is about you ninjas lying to us, okay?
I thought y'all had discernment and intuition, though.
Don't come stop. Yes, we do have discernment.
Okay. No, you don't.
A man tells you. You know what? Let me play this video. Because you'll be full of shit.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I'm starting too soon, my video. I mean, you'll be full of nonsense. You're full of nonsense. Anyway.
So if you're sitting up here in a relationship because you thought you could do it, but you realize I don't want to be monogamous. Hold on, this is a lie. She's trying to get serious. I want to do this and that with other women. Then that's when you need to look at yourself as a man and be man enough to say, I need to back out of this so I can do what I want. You'll sit up here and you'll get other person's emotions involved and all that, have them thinking you're not cheating, have them thinking that you're being faithful. Then you'll run around, do whatever you want, and whatever that woman's reaction is, now she crazy. Whatever that woman's reaction is, now you can't. Oh, and this is why I didn't tell you anyway. Half the time it don't even be because you cheated. It's because you sat up there and lied the whole time. There's a lot to cheating than just doing it. You said, I asked you, were you coming home from work, and you said you had to hit the cleaners, and then you had a flat tire, but you had 3 flat tires this week. Well, now I'm about to put some money in the car because hold on, something's going on. You're lying. You're manipulating the situation. You're manipulating a person.
Who'd like to discuss?
I got so much to say about this topic. So much.
We have our guest go first because he looks like he's loaded.
No, y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead and go first. I'm chilling.
Guys, don't talk all at once. Kim, would you like to start? We always start with Kim because I like Kim's perspective on things. It's always different from ours.
I would. I think that whenever you're in a relationship, or we're talking about the guy. So when a guy is in a relationship where he cannot control his libido and he has to go out and find multiple partners, I think you should just leave. You should just leave. And I think you should just recognize who you are. I would respect a guy more to say for a guy to tell me, okay, if I was single and I was out there in the dating realm, I would want a guy to tell me, hey, look, I'm a dog. Okay. I am just in it for sex. I'm not really in it for hey, Justin, I'm not really in it for a relationship, but just let you know that this is who I am. And if you're okay with that, which I don't know what woman would be okay with that, except women who try to change men would be okay with that. But
she a hoe too.
I think men should just be honest. Just be honest and stop playing that game. Because I had this happen to my friend, y'all, where he was calling her crazy. He had an excuse for everything. Why there was an earring in his car, why there was why he didn't come home, excuse after excuse. Then it was all blown up, that he was cheating. Then he got caught. And it's like, oh, I'm caught red-handed. Baby, forgive me. Baby, please, 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 baby, please, please.
Yeah, and then he's messing up her pH. But let's not even go there. That's a different topic.
Exactly, Rabia.
Exactly.
Let's not even talk about that, because you're coming home and you also having sex with her at home. And then you having sex with all these women out here, and then you bringing that back home. Come on, dude, leave.
Right. Justin said you would be surprised how many are okay and willing to accept it. That's the thing.
Shit.
He would. If she is willing to accept that, if he has the conversation, if you have the conversation up front and you like, and then he changes his mind, that's okay too. You can change your mind, but at least communicate with me that you have changed your mind. And how I respond is not your problem, because my trauma is my responsibility, right? So if I go off the kilter or whatever, that's not your problem. I need to govern myself. But my thing is this: if you just freaking not telling me the truth, that's when I have a problem. Tell me. Give me the opportunity to either accept it or reject it.
Exactly. Give me the opportunity. Right. Exactly. Let me know.
No,
So, do you believe in people being sex addicts, though?
I don't think this is about sex addicts.
Nope.
I don't think
it's about a confidence. It's a confidence and self-esteem thing. With my ex, he felt like he needed validation from other women, showing that, I can still pull a woman, or I can still do this, I can still do that. But you had no reason to do that. Like, then you lie about it, and I was dumb. I believed it. I did. I believed any lie he came up with. But now sitting back and reflecting on the shit, I'm like, why? And then it's with women that are beneath me, because like, hey, like, you cheat with women who ain't got jobs because they the only ones available. Like, I'm at work. You bring people to my house? Like, what is wrong with you in the head? You need to fix yourself. And I'm gonna be very transparent. And I ain't really shared this part of the situation yet. So everybody knows I left him. I left him because I found out he was cheating, because his friend told me when his friend tried to get with me. However, what I didn't know, and I found out 2 weeks ago, is he married one of the girls.
Huh? Wait,
married? Girl, you know him too. He married her. And so we had words with each other not too long ago. Up until 2 weeks ago, we were talking about working things out, doing better in life, trying to be together. Like, let's work this together. Let's do this together. Up until 2 weeks ago, this motherfucker's been married for 3 motherfucking. I said the F word. I'm so sorry, y'all, but I'm heated about it. But he's they're married. And when she told me that, I said, I'm sorry. I said, honestly, I didn't know. I said, he definitely didn't tell me this. And of course, I hit her with proof. Here's proof. This is what he's telling me. And I'm sorry. I just wanted to know the truth because I felt like he wasn't giving me the truth. So it was like, like, okay, so you was lying, cheating, and doing this to me. And I really, really, truthfully wanted this relationship. I overlooked a lot of issues trying to make things work, and you went and got married, and now not only are you married, but you're doing the same thing to her. Bro, what is wrong with you? You need to get some help mentally. And so that's just my story right now, and that's where I'm going into this conversation. I don't understand men. Like, why do you hurt people like that? Because honestly, I feel like if I'm not in the place in my life right now, that would hurt me. Like that hurt me. Right. Like, now you playing with people's emotions, and then not only you're playing with people's emotions, now you're married. You still don't have that respect in marriage, and you went and took a vow. I know you didn't do it before God. I know that. You just needed somewhere to live.
Is this his first marriage or second marriage? Has he been married before, or is this the first time?
Huh?
Has he been married before?
Yes. And the thing is, the girl he used to always complain because he said that he told me the reason he married her. It was for beneficial reasons. So I know that this is for a beneficial reason. So you're just doing it because you're a user.
Let me read some comments and then get back to the beneficial comment. Because Tonya, what I want to say to you, I probably can't say it on air because maybe you get me mad. I'm gonna tell you in a second why. Justin says, "Well, damn, with friends like that, who needs enemies?" For real though, his friend was trash too. And she said, "Why do you allow people like that in your life or your space?"
Thank you, Justin.
I was talking to my friend the other day, and her husband are divorced. They've been divorced for like 3 years. And he called her. Well, they have children together, but he had called her, to say that he was moving back in town and he wanted to see the kids. And then he told her, "Oh, and I'm getting a divorce." And she was like, "I'm sorry to hear that." And then he was like, "Well, I would like to date you." And she like started laughing, like, "You're joking, right? Like, I left you because you cheated on me."
And he wants to date.
And now he's trying to come back and date. It's like, come on.
People be doing too much. So, Felicia, what are your thoughts on this?
I have a very unpopular opinion. I don't like the lady that was speaking. She always seems like she comes from a place of hurt and victimization to me.
Thank you.
Right.
My take on it, and I'm just going to be straight up honest. Women are so in love with love and so in love with being in a relationship that they don't see the blaring obvious sometimes. A wise lady once told me, if you're dealing with a man that don't have a place to stay, that doesn't have a job, and does not have transportation, he is in survival mode. He is not ready for a relationship. And we pick these men that are apparently not ready for a relationship, and we try to patch and fix them up to make them ready for a relationship.
You're right.
And I go by people's actions, not by what they say. A man will tell you whatever you want to hear, but where does he go after work? Is he blowing up your phone? Is he with you? I mean, it takes time to cheat. You just cannot cheat in unallowed time unless you're cheating at work, which that happens. But
your work wife and work husband.
Yeah, the work wife and the work husband. But outside of that, even with that, women, we know you have discernment. Sometimes you just don't want to know.
Yeah, we turned it off. Let's be honest. Let's see what Justin says. We know why B. Jones just wants to see something. Shush, Justin. Shush. Because I know we on that woman discernment shit. I know I've heard it so many times from B. Jones. I really know what he's going to say.
See, but I think a guy can be really good at being deceptive. I don't think
Yes.
a woman knows.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
No, I think a man can be really
Men
deceptive.
that have cheated, they first of all, they can't keep a lie straight to save their life. Now, it's some
No.
that can,
You're
but
dumb.
most of them can't. And if you find a pair of panties, an earring back, or something, come on, y'all. You don't want to see it. You know, some things are just so obvious. Like, really? You every month you got a yeast infection? Really?
And bladder infection, and you smelling like a swamp.
Right. You know, come on. And I mean, I do feel sorry for the ones who say they have no idea, which it still kind of makes me wonder, you know, I don't know.
I
I
think
guess
a man can be pretty deceptive
I've
and
never
her
met
not
a man
know.
that slick.
Yeah. See, in my defense, first of all, in my defense, like I worked a lot.
Yeah.
And I was, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like I had a reason to even worry about it. I didn't go searching for it. I didn't go, you know, like I didn't go looking for it. I thought that things were okay. Yeah, we had our issues and stuff. But I felt like, you know, like I didn't think that there was a reason because I felt like I handled business. Like I did what I was supposed to do. I came home. I took care of everybody, you know? And so, yeah,
But
no,
did you
I
take
honestly,
care of yourself?
no, that was the problem. No, I
That's the
didn't
problem.
because I was so worried about like, oh, he's not happy. He was never happy. It was like, damn, everything I didn't like I can't make you happy. Like,
Those
and
are all
towards
signs.
the end, towards
Right.
the end is when I finally started realizing it, and because things did start changing. So when I finally started realizing, it took his homeboy, his friend, who tried to get with me to be like, hey, this is what he's doing, and then I went searching, and it was there. But
Right.
prior to that point, I didn't have to go searching, and he was good. Like he was good, but at the same time, like I didn't think there was anything wrong. You know,
Maybe
like I know we
women,
had our issues, but
maybe women
know?
just want to believe the best.
No,
They
let's
do.
be honest. Let's be honest, guys. We always know. We ignore shit. We know.
Yes. Yes.
Because I can tell you, I've been in situations that I knew on the deeper side of me, I knew, but I didn't want to believe it. But
Yeah.
I haven't been in a cheating situation like that. But I almost got into a situation about anyway. But I knew in my guts. And so I said a very specific prayer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And after that shit started, I started actually my eyes started opening. But I knew inside of me because things were just not matching. It wasn't matching. Words and actions were not matching.
Right.
I think
But
as women we do know.
the best thing I learned from a man is how to be selfish. As women, we're not selfish. They're taking care of their needs outside the household with the other woman. They are doing what they need to do for themselves, while we're inherently at home working our butts off trying to make them happy and not making ourselves happy. You know, happy wife, happy life. I don't think a lot of us believe that. But if you're not happy and you're worried about everybody else, no, you're not gonna see it. Because you're worried about making him happy and not worried about making you happy. And men love the chase. I'm sorry, they just do. If you're always behind him, you ain't going nowhere. She ain't gonna do nothing.
And I think when
she ain't going nowhere.
In marriages, we get lost in our partners.
Yeah.
We do. And I realized that after I was divorced, how lost I was in. Because I remember, I think I shared this with you guys, going to the grocery store, asking myself, what do you like to eat? What do you, not knowing who I was anymore because I was so focused on that and my children and him and stuff like that. So I see how that can happen. Like that's, but I want to hear B. Jones because maybe
yeah, me too.
B. Jones.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question first.
Nah, you can't answer
Why?
shit.
Why? Hold on. Justin has two good comments too. Go to the comments.
I'm willing to entertain the possibility of getting back with you.
No.
No, Tonya, you're not.
I did. I did.
She said she did. She said she did.
To be honest, yeah. I did.
Okay.
I did.
Like most women. So here's a question for the women on the panel. Why in the world, if y'all see the good in these bad dudes and you try to stay with them and you try to work it out, why do y'all see the good in the bad dudes? And when you meet a good dude, you make him jump through all of these hoops and loops and crannies, and you give him the hard time, and he's the good one. But the bad one, you want to see the good. There's a bit. So I'm asking for clarity. Why? What makes the bad dude you want to see the good in him compared to having a good dude and you really don't give a damn about the good in him? You just make him jump through all types of BS to be with you. What's the difference between the good dude and the bad dude? And then we're going to answer your own question of why y'all do this.
Who is going first? Because I'm not jumping to this cliff.
I was gonna say, first of all, I don't make nobody jump through hoops. Like, if it's a good dude, like, please, I'm welcoming it. I'll welcome it. Like, shit. But I think for me, I think on my level, on this last situation, this is the only, I'm only speaking on my last situation, was, I don't know. I just felt like there was just, I thought that was the one. I really did. Like, we both had some messed up backgrounds, and like, I don't know. I just thought that was the one. Like, regardless, like, I messed up. Like, I can't say I'm perfect because I'm not. I'm far from it. And I felt like,
did you cheat on him? Did you cheat on him in your relationship?
So after the first time, yeah, I did. So I did. I cheated one time in the beginning. Okay, one time in the beginning, and then, you know what I'm saying, we got back together, and it was like, okay, this is it. We're done with the bullshit. I was done with the bullshit. He wasn't, though, clearly.
Hold on, Tonya. You know, men, you'll never recover from that, sis. You'll never recover from that.
Yeah, clearly.
What was you expected to do? Like, you gave him an F for free card, and never mind. Okay, so
but okay,
let me bring
this. He did cheat on me first with 3
okay.
girls. One of them was my cousin.
Okay, and then it's all messed up. Like, then you cheated on him, then he cheated on you, you cheated on him, and yeah, it's a big bowl of confusion. Let me just answer my own question. Y'all know that these quote unquote F boys, bad boys, are these dudes who you know are not good for you. So it seems as though that you knew that this dude wasn't good for you because he cheated multiple times with multiple women before you even tried to cheat anyway. So that's just a situation regardless, right? So most women, and let me go to the very beginning of the topic. Bad dudes don't care. There are a lot of them out here, and when women give them a pinch of room, they will take a freaking mile, right? Like Felicia said, there are a lot of people, a lot of men who are very, very selfish. They will say, hey, I want this woman. She's good for me. But then I'm going to go over here and explore over here. And if I can get away with exploring, then I'm going to keep doing it, because you teach people how to treat you, right? And for all of these women who are complaining about these men, see, the reason why I really just don't focus on the man, and I hope I'm not trying to be unfair, but if I listen, if I saw a hot skillet, a black hot skillet, and there was fire underneath it, and I touch it and it blisters my hand, who is to blame? The hot skillet or me? It's me all day. I know that the skillet is hot. It blistered my hands. And the bad thing about the majority of women is that you blister your hands, and before you heal it, you freaking touch the hot skillet again. It's not. No. See, you're saying, but you can't. Yes, I can, because it keeps revolving and revolving and revolving in the same thing, and you're practicing bad, toxic, unhealthy tendencies.
You're letting the guys off the hook.
No, I'm not. I remember I said that the dude is bad. I'm starting out with the dude is bad. He knows he's bad. You know he's bad. He is horrible for turning good women into these women that are very unassured, that don't have self-confidence, that aren't self-aware of themselves, that have drained themselves trying to fix someone else. Yes, that is totally the dude's fault. And I'm not trying to put dudes off the hook. What I'm saying is the plate is hot. So if y'all want to stop this cycle, yes, dudes, stop jacking around. But let me tell y'all something. Women, y'all really run stuff, right? You run when you get into a relationship. You run when sex happens. You run when marriages happens. What you allow is what men are going to do. So
Okay.
y'all can paint this picture of, oh, I got discernment and blah 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 blah. Y'all don't use it. The plate, the freaking skillet is burning. It is hot. There is scalding fire underneath it, and you still touch it. So until you decide to have enough logical sense, right? Logical sense to go, well, this dude isn't coming home when he's supposed to on multiple locations. This dude doesn't treat me emotionally fair. He abuses me mentally. He abuses me emotionally. Oh well, he treats me nice one time a week. You know, I'll give him a second chance. I'll try to grow with him. Well, I caught him cheating, or I caught another number in his fight. Until y'all decide to eliminate all that BS and say, hey man, you're not gonna treat me like this. I'm gonna go find a good man who does this and present yourself in a way that good men actually give a crap about you. Then things will change. Because guess what? These men out here ain't gonna change because y'all ain't forcing them to change. Y'all aren't doing anything to have them change. Y'all just be talking a bad dude into your life and you go through the same cycle because you ain't practiced nothing else. So why would I change if I'm a bad dude? Good dudes don't act like this. I'm talking about bad dudes. Bad dudes suck. And it's their fault. It's their fault. But then it's y'all's fault for allowing this entire process to keep rolling.
Okay.
Well,
We're talking so slow though. Before we continue, I need to read some comments here. Justin says we have to pay for the mistakes of others and be Superman first and Clark Kent second. Hell yes.
Yes, you do. That's true.
CJ
So
says
why did you say hell yeah? Why did you say hell yeah? Because that's so true. But that's bad. You literally went to the first example that I said.
no, I agree because that's a fact. Because when you've been in and out of relationships and stuff like this happens all the time, yes, everybody to you is a problem. Every man that comes in, yes, your filter is your discernment is off. You are probably emotionally like fucked up, okay? And
So
you
you
keep
don't need to date at all. You don't need to date at all. You need to keep your ass on the sideline until you heal yourself.
that's not what's happening.
Right.
That's why we talk about these things because that's the reality. It's not happening, right? We keep doing the same things. We can use Tonya as an example. Tonya, I know, is the smartest woman I know, and she's in this situation. So when it comes to things of the heart and sex and lust and all these types of things are going to happen. Does it make it okay? No, it's not okay on both sides. Yes, as a woman, stand up for yourself. Yes, but we don't know to stand up for ourselves unless we go get healing. But before we continue that, hold that thought. Justin says, damn, not the cousin. Fix it, guys. He's talking about you, Tanya. And then he said, why am I
Yeah, the
not?
cousin.
Oh,
I don't know.
Justin. Then he says, women have keys to sex. We hold the keys to relationship, and that's balance. That is true. Sex ain't gonna happen
It's
until we
true.
agree. That's a
We
fact.
we are literally. He may have typed that before I said it, or I said it before he typed it. But it's the same. We are. It's the logical most, and even men work off of logic more than women, and I totally agree with that. But it is emotionally draining for women to be treated like crap for 6 days in a row. And then on the
Yeah.
seventh day, you're treated good. And then you think all of these things are going to change. That doesn't make emotional sense. Oh,
No,
I'm treated bad
I
six,
know, but
six days a week.
sometimes the guy
that's a
who is
mandate
cheating,
fix.
sometimes the guy who's cheating is treating her good the whole time. He's treating her good. He's not. There are no bad days. He's
That's
just
But,
trying to
but
protect
There's
her.
no
He
way.
is just
there,
good.
there's no. There are signs. There's no
There's no
way.
way.
Let me tell you something. The avatar has shown. I say it all the time.
it's not
There
the
is. I say it all the time. What happens in the relationship
shit
was happening while you were dating. What happens in marriage was happening in the relationship. Unless you're moving super quick. Unless you met a dude or met a woman and then a week later you got in a relationship. But once they show who they are, there's no hiding it.
and
You and then there's no such thing as, well, I didn't know. Yes, you did. You just didn't want to admit it for various reasons about yourself too, because most people put up with stuff for fear related reasons. I fear being alone. I fear starting over. I fear being by myself. I fear finding things out about myself that I don't want to find out. So I'm going to try to work it out. And then also relevancy reasons. Well, he's met my friends and family, and I posted them on social media. So I can't take all this stuff down and tell people that I've messed up or it looks like I failed. You know, a lot of people think that they are failing if they stop a bad relationship that they're in. They feel like they failed on themselves or failed on something else. So it's a lot of fear failure related issues. But no, there's no such thing as I didn't know for an entire year or entire 6 months or entire 5 years that this person was not doing something foul. You knew, you just looked over it.
You did know. I agree with you. They absolutely did know. You know.
You know, that kind of goes too, like if you're trying to accept people's flaws.
Yeah, but accepting flaws is different from allowing dishonorable behavior. Those are totally two different things, right? I accept your flaw if you are someone who is progressing with their anxiety, right? You may be a little anxious than normal, but you're progressing with it. You're trying to do it. You're trying to do better. And maybe you have anxiety when you're dating me or when we're in or before. Yeah, let's say dating. We've been dating for 2 months, and then you have a little anxiety attacks and say, hey, you know, my mind is trying to play tricks on me. My imagination's kind of going wild. You said you'd call me back in an hour. It's been 3 hours. I just kind of want to check on you, yada yada. See, that's different from yeah, he got two women's numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like flaws and purposeful dishonorable stuff, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say an example that I heard this past week that kind of threw me off. I am a true believer in when people show you who they are, believe them. I actually
The first time.
that. The first time. I actually believe that. I had a friend tell me she was dating this guy and they were, had kicked it off and they were going. And she asked him, because he had not called her or what have you. And she said to him, if I mean anything to you, then this is after 6 months of dating, then tell me now. If I mean, if this relationship means anything to you, tell me now. They stood in silence for 10 minutes. That's your answer. Then she goes, he calls her and says, hey, the same day, what's going on? I said, at that point, your number is blocked. I'm no longer talking to you because you've already told me. But she continues. She told me just a couple of, oh yeah, I talked to him. For what? And to me, I'm thinking, why? He's already told you I don't want you. And don't let a man tell you he doesn't want you twice. A lot of women have never seen an example of a good man. And fortunately, I have. That's where I have the disadvantage. Because I don't play with the bull. You get to acting crazy, I'm out. I had a boyfriend throw a pill at me, you're abusive, I'm gone. So there is no second chances. And my husband even said, you have a strong cutoff game because I'm okay with being by myself. I'm okay with being alone. It's okay because I got here alone. I'm going to leave here alone. So I'm all right. And a lot of people are scared of that alone. They're scared of not being in a relationship and they're scared. And that's why they're staying in these toxic relationships.
That's so true.
So everything that y'all have said, everything falls on the woman. It's your fault that you're staying in the relationship. It's your fault that you are not getting out of it. It's your fault that you are being disillusioned. It's your fault because you haven't caught on or you knew.
At that point, it is.
Everything falls. Do y'all understand
it's
that?
Your fault.
Y'all are taking this
instead of being 50-50, and you find out.
Instead of this being 50-50, it's become 80-30. It has become 80-20. 80% of the woman is the reason.
If he cheated on you and you stay, it's your fault. Period. If he cheats on you and you stay, that's your fault. You're no longer a victim. This is what you enjoy, and this is the kind of relationship you want. That's just how I feel about it.
Your friend, though, Felicia, she knew what was up. When he stood silent for 10 minutes, that man told you about it.
And that's her fault. And I just say she likes it. I mean, to me, you like that. So
if people want closure and the disrespect is the only closure that you need to burn out, right? So it's not I'm blaming it all on women. I'm saying is the bad dude has shown himself to be a bad dude, and he's horrible, and he's taking advantage. And most of the time, he's horrible. He got 2, 3 baby mamas, and
What about
he
him
messed with all.
leaving? What about him leaving? What about him
He's
being
not
so
going
aware
to.
of knowing
He's
who he is and
He's
getting
not.
himself in
no.
a situation?
No, he's
If
not going to do that because you are allowing him to take advantage of you.
Lying
He's
to
not going to do that.
no.
We're talking about bad men. That's what
right,
we're talking about. A honorable, good man, or even a decent man would feel bad about taking advantage of a good woman or just a woman in period, right? He would feel bad. We're not talking about those dudes. We're talking about these bad men. And the majority of these men out here are just doing this because y'all let them. And that's where we're saying it falls, or that's where I'm saying that it falls on the woman. Like I said, if I touch a hot freaking plate and I get blisters and I retouch it and then re-injure myself, that's my fault. I ain't blaming the plate.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I need to read some comments. We have a whole bunch. CJ says, "Yeah, why me and Justin ain't on the show? Because you like the red cups." He said we need to do it. Elevate 8 and Life Happens crossover.
Yes, let's do it.
It'll be cool. Red cups and drinks on me. Right?
Ooh, what kind of drink?
By the University
Of the University of Red.
Then he said, "Hey, Kim, my black queen. Hey, Felicia, my black queen. Hey, Rabia, my African queen. Hey, Brian, my black king. Brian is fired.
yes.
Brian is fired.
How am I,
No,
how am
Kim,
I fine?
I don't blame the woman for the man's bad behavior, but I
Right.
do feel like when he presents that bad behavior, if you stay, you can't continue to be a victim. You're not being
No.
victimized. You know what time
Anything that
it is,
happens
you know
after that is your fault.
CJ
Oh,
says,
come on.
Felicia, you tell him, sis. Hey, Lily, she said, ain't gonna tell me but one time. Girl,
Yep.
one time.
Yep.
You know what? Let me tell you something. What I don't like about men, say if you're in this situation, say we had a conversation like your friend Felicia with 10 minutes, ain't no silence.
Right.
He calls you back and says, hey, my thing is this. You don't respect me for one. You didn't even talk about the silence and what that meant. Maybe you needed time to process. So that tells me how you feel about me. You don't feel shit about me, and that's cool. Give me the opportunity to take and lick my wound and come back and then me date your cousin or your brother.
Yeah.
CJ says, hey, Tonya, Snow Bunny Queen.
How's the relationship doesn't now?
No.
Oh.
How was that going? Your relationship with your cousin, Tonya?
Who? What cousin?
The
cousin
one that cheated.
Man, girl.
The one what? I'm sorry, one more time.
The one that cheated.
The one that he cheated. Oh, he cheated on me with my cousin. Oh, she. I think she in jail for drugs or something. She was on drugs.
Oh God!
Yeah, I don't talk to her. Yeah.
See, go ahead, Tony.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, that was like, yeah, that was, yeah. I don't deal with that side of the family. Like they are in a different life path than I was, and that's why, you know what I'm saying. Like it just. Like that was just ridiculous. And then I will put this in there. And now that y'all are saying all this, I'm like, damn, I was dumb. Like I left.
Wasn't dumb.
I left him the house. I left him everything I could. I took me, my kitchen stuff, my clothes, and my kids and their stuff. And I you know, like here, I left. I completely uprooted myself from the situation, and he helped me throw my stuff outside the house. Wow. After 3 years of me doing everything I could to make the stuff happen, and then I even revisited the fact that maybe we can make it work. Nope. So now I really feel dumb listening to y'all. I'm like, oh.
Nope.
Well, it's not about feeling dumb. It's not about feeling dumb, Tony. It's about whatever you. So you said, and you said that he cheated on you 3 times before you cheated on him once, right?
Right.
Is that what you said? Okay. So
Yeah.
first of all, the first time was way more than enough, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you just have to figure out, and I'm not just talking to Tanya, I'm just talking to every woman, even men. Let's just say a man is in this situation who's dating a female who's doing this to him, right? Because I was in that situation one time where a woman was cheating on me. I didn't know, but once I find out, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
But men
if you
don't handle that well anyway. You're not going to give no second chance. Most men are not giving a
well,
second.
that's what I'm. Listen to me. What I'm saying is if whatever was inside of you or what is ever inside of a person who let someone come back into their life, you have to own what's about to happen next. And most people aren't even prepared for what's about to happen next. And one of the biggest things that happens is anxiety, a constant overwhelming amount of anxiety. You're not trusting somebody. You don't, if they went to Walmart and you find out that they met the girl at Walmart, your imagination is going nuts. You may have sleepless nights. You're going to have these conversations with him or with her that are very extended and very draining. There's a lot of other things that come along with taking someone back who's cheated. But what you have to figure out about yourself is, what about me was I doing? Where in my personal growth process, where was I at in life, my mindset, things like that, that not only allowed me to take him back, but to keep allowing him to do things that I knew wasn't beneficial for our relationship or wasn't healthy for me. And once you figure that out, let me tell you something about self-love. Self-love will make you look at a whole bunch of people different. Once you get this self-love thing worked out, forget discernment, forget intuition, all that doesn't matter. You start seeing stuff for exactly what it is, and if it even disturbs your peace for 0.2 seconds, it's gone. So yes, that's why if somebody come up to me tripping, and I don't care if it's dating or in a relationship or in marriage, someone cheat on me, guess what I'm not about to give you? I'm not about to give you a second chance to prove to me that you were who you were in the first place. Because it's not my job to change you. It's not my job to change you. If you cheated on me, that's who you are. And I allowed it somewhere along the way. So when it happens, and the deceitful process in between when you started to cheat and then when the actual physical process happened, that just didn't take 1 or 2 days. That was a long process, and you were being disgenuine and dishonest with me, telling me you love me or you like me or you care for me and all that, and you're doing BS. So guess what? You can work that out over there, because my peace is not going to allow you to disturb it. So you can go and be gone. I'm not about to sit around and wait for you to happen again. No.
Right.
Okay.
I want to say one thing. One thing that I learned from my dad, and this was years and years ago. I was young. I didn't understand it, but as I got older, it was like, he's right. Treat a person like they treat you
Thank you.
and see how they act.
Match up.
Yes, they're gonna go crazy. People
Right.
don't double
And
standard.
if they have a problem, like if you calling the person and they not calling you back, and they have a problem when you do it, they know what they doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and I've learned that I use it every time. I treat people how they treat me. And now they call it the same energy. We're gonna give you that same energy. I give you that same energy.
I hear that. Okay, hold on. We need to read some comments. Alicia says we are not responsible for men's actions, but we're responsible for holding them accountable.
Right.
Hell yes. Tony, this is for you. Justin said, and you wanted to give him a second chance. No, bye. Alicia says,
Not the cousin.
Huh?
yeah. Alicia says, not the cousin. And then Justin says, dirty dick young man.
That's what I would call him. That's what I would call him.
Yes, I mean, Justin says, CJ, is she a snow bunny, bro? And they were like,
No.
what is it? Say it, B. But you know what, though? I agree. Honestly, all jokes aside, I agree with a lot of the stuff that you say, Brian, because what you're speaking is true.
Right.
Like, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Right.
a lot of people don't want to sit in their own shit. They don't want to sit in uncomfortable spaces. And so when the man sends in the text or he reaches out, it's like a dopamine hit. And it holds you over for that. And if you don't recognize that that's what it is, these cycles continue. Because he cannot talk to you for 6 days, but then text you in the 7th day. And it's like your whole freaking nostrils open, wide open. I mean, seriously. But if you don't recognize that, you will repeat these things. At the end of the day, what is the solution? How does one start to love themselves? Where do you start? I mean, and I'm saying this for people out there that don't know this stuff. Like you and I, we've been in therapy. We know these things. For those that don't know, like where do you start?
What do you mean? Like, are we in a relationship? Is it?
Talking about another person now. We're talking about for yourself because you said some profound things about starting with yourself.
So you start in multiple ways, and these are very general, but these start in multiple ways. Number one, you take your blacks to therapy. That's the first place you can go, right? Because therapy is not a bad word. Therapy is very good. You have to. The Bible says, deny yourself, right? Right, and follow Christ. When you get into therapy, you start denying yourself. You start going, this is actually who I am, and these are the things I need to change about myself. So therapy, and it's good because pain is progress. Most people don't understand that. If you go to the gym and you don't feel any pain in the gym, you didn't work out, right? So therapy can be very painful emotionally, but it's progress. It's going to make you better. Number two, you need to read, not trauma bonding books. You know what, black folk, we are trauma bonding to all these podcasts and posts and books, and it shows because y'all ain't practicing nothing in real life. Y'all just trauma bonding to stuff like this that old girl talking about. They be like, yeah, sis, he need to leave me. And then when the podcast is over, you right back with the same dude.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, you need to read books, personal development books, self-love, self-care books, things that actually help you come on. And then you need to practice these things, right? So let me make a example of how you practice this stuff. So let's just say I was addicted to women who were doing me wrong, and they looked a certain way, they act a certain way. When that woman comes along again, I have to practice telling her no. I have to practice saying, no, I can't. Hey, I want you for lustful reasons, and I know you're gonna treat me bad, and I'm gonna try to change you, and I'm gonna try to make you into this housewife. I can't do that. I need a woman who's going to do this, while I'm working on this, and this. We're working on it together. We're doing this. You have to start denying these things. You can't post. Hey, women. How many times have you gave it up on the first night, and was it good or not? And then expect good men to be chasing after you. You can't do that.
Right.
Like, you have to change your behavior and how you present yourself, and what you really want, because though you have no control of of the dudes that try to holler at you, but you do have the control of who you entertain. You know what I'm saying? So if you're entertaining the bad dudes and you know what you're doing, I had a friend of mine actually admit, she was like, Brian, I think I'm just attracted to no good men that I try to change. And I said, there you go. That's actually a good start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I said, that's a really good start. So yeah, you got to practice these things.
Now, in anything that you want to change, you have to be able, again, sit in uncomfortable spaces. People do not want to feel bad. That's the truth. They don't. I can tell you that because before I actually learned to sit in my shit, I was like in a cycle, because I wasn't honest with myself. I think what you have to do is really be honest with yourself and say, hey, I'm a mess. I keep doing this. I don't know why. And let me say this. After I was divorced, y'all, I kept attracting narcissists. And I used to say, wait a minute, I don't need to be dating. Why do I keep attracting people like my ex? And not look at other people, but look at myself. Guys, it starts with self.
Right.
And the key is being honest. And people be like, oh, well, I'm so fine. Like they look at their outer beauty and think they can get. It does not work that way. It does not.
You want me to tell you a horrible thing about men? The same way a man can go into a club and point out and get which woman that he can have sex with that night is the same way a man can look in a crowd and go, that woman, I can take advantage of her. That woman, she's going to take care of me. That woman, I'm going to manipulate her. He can do that. Men have this conquering sense about them that they want to, go and sift out what they can find, what they can take advantage of if they don't know how to control it or don't know how to erase it, right? And here's an example of what men used to do when we were young, and some men still do it now. It's immature, but men brag on their peen all the time, right? They brag on how many women that they've hit and who they've hit, right? Well, if you're around 4 or 5 guys that are all bragging on who they've hit, guess what? There's 1 or 2 or 3 dudes in there going, "Hey, I'm gonna go do it too with that one that he said that he hit too." Right? And then it becomes a contest. It becomes a conquering thing. It becomes a, oh well, yeah, I got 1 under my belt. I got 10 under my belt. I got 15 under my belt. I got 20 under my, and men know. So that's a bad thing about men. They know which one they manipulate. So if you were attracting narcissists, that means they could see something in you that was very warming, very nurturing, very compelling to them, and advantageous to them. So they were like, if I can just break her mind, then she'll do what I want her to do. And she ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
The worst thing is to end up with somebody and he whack and they need a cheat.
But I think a lot of people. I'm sorry, Rabia. What were you saying?
I was thinking about when, like, I've heard people talk about ending up with a guy and his penis is small, sex is bad, because that's what they were focusing on, really, if you think about it. Because why? You can control somebody with your vagina. That won't work.
No.
But they do that though. That's another story.
I think one of the best things we as women can do, I know that we're very emotional creatures, but a lot of women don't even know what they like. I'm a strong advocate in dating yourself. Like, I date myself. Even though I'm married, I still date myself. I want to make sure I'm a good person to be around. Like, what was the last book I read? What was the last movie I saw? And it's all about me and not so much about being in a relationship. It's being a complete whole person. And when you say you don't know how to love yourself, baby, I bought myself good gifts for Mother's Day and my birthday. I mean, my gifts be so good. My husband be trying to outdo me. Like, I buy myself really good gifts because he'll be like, "What you getting yourself for Christmas? What you getting yourself for your birthday?" Because that's me loving me. I don't wait around for somebody to try to show, do for me and make me happy. No, that's my job, is to make me happy. So I think a lot of women don't do that.
That's true.
Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, and that's a fact though.
Yeah.
Well, that's a business deal. That's not a real relationship.
Right.
You don't know that for real now.
Oh, come on. Stop. There you go with the, oh my God, let me find the good in the situation. Stop. I bet you y'all said the same thing about what's her name in The Preacher? What's her name? Oh my goodness. She used to play on the Steve Harvey show.
Megan?
Megan Good in The Preacher. Y'all was so, oh, this is so awesome, man. Please. That was bull crap from the beginning. and now that she away from it, y'all like, yeah, go girl, find your truth. I thought y'all said she was in her truth, man. This dude that was a preacher. Man, you know what? Y'all tripping. There you go. They are a business deal. Stop it.
You stop it. Anyway.
Well, Robbie, how do you do self-love?
For me, it's really about, and I'll say this, I didn't do it initially, right? But I didn't like how I felt. So I decided that what I was doing wasn't working. So I started with little things. When I would go to the store, for example, and I wanted to buy myself something, I would think, oh, my kids would need this and this. Well, my kids didn't need shit, okay? So I started buying like small things for myself, and then now I've become a little bit selfish, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because I saw how I lost myself in my marriage. And that shit will never happen again. I don't do anything I don't want to do because I choose myself. And if people call me selfish, it's fine. But I've been at the other. I have to be really careful if I'm in a relationship about not putting myself second because I naturally want to serve. Because that's how I was raised. You take care of your man. You do this. If I'm not careful, I can get lost. So I take care of myself is by being honest with myself and communicating my truth and saying, hey, when you do this, I feel like this. And that's what I've been doing so far. And for the last, I'll say 6 months,
But I recently found out, like, one of my friends, like, I said, I dress up when I go to bed, y'all. I mean, I go to bed by myself. Like, my husband travels a lot, and when he's traveling, it's kind of funny. I put on, different nightgowns, and people don't even do that. They don't put on they a t-shirt with a hole in it. Like, I'm at home with a full face of makeup by myself. Because I want to look in the mirror and be like, damn, girl, you look good. But that's just me. It's something
That's you.
for myself. And a lot of people we as women do so much for men and kids and all that. But what do you do for you? I get up, some days I get up and ask my husband, I have a dress on, makeup on, and he'd be like, where you going? To the mirror? What's the problem? I want to look good for me. I mean, he gets the benefit of it, but a lot of times we are not selfish, and I just think that I'm like on 2000 with that. But I take really good care of myself.
That's good, and I noticed that about you. Even when I watch, you need to follow on TikTok. When I notice stuff you do on TikTok, I see that. I think that's good. I think a lot of women are not like that, but I also, from what I hear you talking about your mom and your dad, your upbringing was also different to a lot of us.
Baby, you don't even know. My dad makes it hard for any man. My dad has set the bar so freaking high that it is just difficult it is just extremely difficult. I never wanted for anything. My dad was always there. He's very loving, very kind. He take care of his girls. He told my husband, you can do a lot of things, but you better come back like I gave it to you. So my dad has always been that one that has loved on me and took care. Still to this day, I call Daddy, but I don't put him ahead of my husband. But he set the bar. Like, that nonsense, no, I'm not. And I think that's probably why I'm like that. Like, maybe that's why he still buys me Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. So there you go.
Okay.
We should do a show on self-love. That would be really great.
That would be good. Justin said damn night jumping out the window with that one. But that's cool though.
Yeah. I have an awesome dad. And my girls do too. So there you go.
Ryan said a lot of stuff that could make you really think about things, And I think, well, no, I better not say this out loud. Never mind. Some things I need to, but I'm mad at Tonya's situation. That pissed me off.
But that's a lesson learned. Like, sometimes you learn from that,
Right. And again, y'all, you got to remember too, like, I was with my kid's dad for 9 years. So from age 18 to like 28.
Wow. That's a lot.
I was with my kid's dad. And then, so from from like 29, I'm 34. I'll be 35 this year. I've never really been in a relationship. So, I mean, I've been in a relationship, but that was a long-term one. That it wasn't a bad one either. And so, again, it's a lesson learned. But what I will say is part of my healing process, and I'm going through counseling, I'm going through all this stuff. But one thing that I said to myself months ago is that that I won't allow this to affect any relationship that I have moving forward with any man, because that was just that one man that did that to me. But I have experienced good men. I have been in, and I know what I'm worth, and I know that I'm loved, and that I know that there are good men out there. So I would never carry that over into them. One thing though that I don't believe a lot of stuff. So when you start hitting me with that good BS, I'm like, okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. And it's not that I believe that I think you're lying. I just think that, hey, hey, well.
What do you mean, Justin? That's not true. Guys, we have to wrap up soon because I have to get on a Zoom after this. But what do you mean, Justin? I'd like to, Justin, what do you mean?
But I mean, but that for me, that's why I said I'm not going to carry what he did to me into my next relationship. I'm not, and I refuse to. Now I am looking for the signs.
He says, "See, just telling yourself." Okay, I need to elaborate, but we have to wrap up, guys. We know what are our final thoughts? Oh, I hate to say the word thought.
Thoughts.
Okay. Kim, let's start with you since we started with you. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I think whenever a man or a woman are in a bad relationship, I think they just need to leave their relationship and not look back. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ryan.
I was in a bad relationship one time and I allowed some stuff to happen and she kept on taking advantage. So just like we're talking about, well, why shouldn't the man just leave if he's taking advantage of the woman? I've been in that situation too when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So it's not it's once you realize that you're being taken advantage of, you can take control of that. You teach people how to treat you. You control the situation. You can leave anytime that you want to for any reason, and especially for dishonor, bad behavior, abusiveness, things like cheating, all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's really on you because they're gonna be who they are.
Okay, Felicia.
I really don't have nothing original to say. Believe what they tell you the first time. Believe who they are. Believe that they are who they say they are the first time. And that's it.
Yes. Tonya.
My turn. Just you know, I just feel like if that's what you're gonna do, like leave people alone because you really hurt people's feelings when you put them through that and the emotional stuff that you go through. Because I do honestly now believe in a soul tie. It's an internet thing, soul ties, and I feel that you can't just you can't do people like that because I believe in karma. And I'll tell you what, I love sitting back and watching karma tear people up. So I mean, if that's what you want, I don't feel like I just feel like people need to learn how to be honest and just leave. Like don't put people through that. It hurts. It really does.
You're right. I agree with everything you guys said. I think we need to be honest with ourselves first. Start with you instead of whatever focusing on Sancho. Focus on you first. And let that anyway. Let that ninja go. Anyway,
Ooh.
guys, thank you for listening. When I say ninja, you're not. You know what I mean. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.